Right, welcome back to day 17. It is Dragonite Day today, and it's time to see what we can do with this. I'm not excited to play Outrage, but I know the other move is kind of decent, and I've played quite a lot of it, so hopefully it's fine. But let's still read up on the Unite TB and see what's up. If Marvel's increases defense by 100 for 1.5 seconds and afflicted by status condition. Oh, Dratini and Dragon are only. So we get a little bit of defense when we get stunned or whatever. When damaged by an enemy player, gain a buff that reduces damage by 30% for 2.5 seconds. This is pretty crazy actually, I don't like notice it. But so anytime you start a fight, at the first bit of the fight, you take 30% less. And this is also probably like important to keep in mind, like when you're playing against the Dragonite, you should really just use your auto attack or something before using your abilities on it, if possible. Becomes a boosted attack with every third attack, blasting water in front of Dratini, dealing increased damage, reducing the cooldown of Dratini's moves by 1 second, and recover 5% max HP. Oh, okay, recover HP and reduces cooldowns. Cool. And then this has water and electric, right? So like every second boosted attack stuns people, right? Yeah, for 0.6 seconds. And the cooldowns get reduced. And then with D-Knight we have water, electric, and fire, reduces boosted attack. If the water one or electric attack hits, it triggers the same as before. So you get water is normal, electric is a stun, or I guess water is like getting HP back or something. Fire attack hits deals additional damage equal to 10% of the enemy's remaining HP. Okay. So this is like, okay, cool. I did not know that. Reduces the cooldowns. So it's like, the lower they are, wait, the higher they are, the more it does damage. Okay, max HP damage basically. Cool. With Twister, really useless move. Creates a Twister and releases it in a designated direction, dealing damage to enemies hit and decreases movement speed for 50%. By 50% for 1 second, and this is our securing lane alongside our boosted auto attack. I'll be playing it in jungle a lot today, so no need to worry about it. Exhale a mighty gust in the designated direction. This move hits an enemy. Dragon's next attack becomes a boosted attack. That's important to notice. You should boost it and then this and then boost it. Okay, and then we have Dragon Dance, dash in a designated direction, alternating each use between a left arc, right arc, and direct dash. After using this move, grant a buff, increasing attack speed the next 3 auto attacks by 80% for 4.5 seconds, increasing movement speed by 30% for 1 second, and increasing attack by 8%, capping at 24%. As well as increasing the stage of Hyper Beam. This buff stacks up to 3 times, and the duration is reset to full on reuse. All stacks are removed after a few seconds. Auto attacks reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1 second. I'll showcase this much better in practice tool. Further increases Dragonite's movement speed by 10% for 4.5 seconds if there are enemies nearby when the dance ends. Oh, I did not know that. Cool. Dash toward the designated enemy, damaging and slowing all enemies in a small radius around the target upon impact by 50% for 2 seconds. Dash is in damaging and slowing enemies in a radius around the target. Okay, by 50% for 2 seconds. 50% slow basically. Throwing the primary target and shoving others away. Using this move resets the cooldown of multi-scale, which is that. So now we take less damage again. Understood. Dragonite's movement speed is currently decreased. When this move is used, the movement speed decrease is negated before the move is used. Okay, so you basically like don't get slowed anymore. And then we have Hyper Beam. Fires a beam of energy toward the targeted enemy after a delay, dealing damage to all enemies that it hits, as well as additional damage based on their max HP. The move changes stages based on the number of stacks the Dragon Dance has from 0 to 3. So max HP damage, you get 0, 5%, 10%, 20%. So it's really important that you have 3 stacks at all times basically when using Hyper Beam. You cannot act while releasing the beam. Against wild Pokemon, the additional damage from max HP is capped. But this is like one of the best secures in the game, so if you're looking at Rayquaza, this is like the most important thing is to have your 3 stacks to beam with. And then reduces damage taken by 50% while charging this move at level 13. So you can use it when you're about to get hit by a lot of damage to reduce damage. And then we have Outrage, which I've literally almost never played. Dragonite stomps the ground, dealing damage to enemies in an area around Dragonite with the bonus effect of the last boosted attack that was used. Okay. Additionally, Dragonite gains a buff for 5.5 seconds, increasing attack speed by 30% for 5.5 seconds. Okay. Converting all attacks during the duration of outrage into melee boosted attacks and alternating through the water, electric, and fire boosted attacks in order. When the buff ends, Dragonite is stunned for 0.7 seconds. But you can like go again because you're dropping your cooldowns and then you never get stunned, right? I think. Reduce the duration of hindrances inflicted on Dragonite while rampaging by 40%. That's pretty good. Did not know that either. And then we have ult. Briefly fly up in the air, becoming untargetable before crashing down approximately 2 seconds after activating. So you go up and then you come back down. With several comments on the designated area, dealing damage and throwing enemies in the area for 0.5 seconds. The farther Dragonite flies, the more the Unite gauge is consumed. 50% at minimum, 100% at max. Dragonite is unstoppable while using the move. And we get more attack speed, movement speed, and shield. Okay, cool. And the builds. Okay, so this is a lot more. This is a lot more melee focused, and this is a lot more like slightly at range auto attacks. Muscle focus. I think I'm just gonna play these two builds. I was thinking of playing some Dragon Dance with Outrage, but I don't know if it's actually better. I might try it though. But then I assume the build stays the same. Okay, cool, and always full heal. Sounds good. And the emblems should just be, yeah, attack HP. Okay, sounds good, great. Let's head on over to practice tool and figure things out. Alright, let's get started. I would be playing it in the jungle, but I'm gonna try and showcase some secures in lane. As you see there, when we use Dragon Breath, we get, so we don't have our boosted ready, we use Dragon Breath, now we have our boosted, and then as we use our boosted, you can see our cooldown goes down by 1. And then if we're looking for secure, let's just showcase. So this is probably a boosted auto secure. Okay, not even. And boosted auto secure is not good. You really want to look for the Dragon Breath secures, I think. Or like Dragon Breath into boosted like such. Okay, that didn't work out. But you saw about the damage. I think it's about like 10 to 20%. Let's just keep doing this and see if we can. Oh, that's gonna secure because we got a crit, but yeah. Anyway, you can see Twister slows them down, not great. Dragon Breath is basically the only move we have early. That's why you realistically want to play it in the jungle to get your 5 as soon as you possibly can. Let's get our 5. And then we get Dragon Dance. And then as you can see now on the bottom here, we have our stacks. I can press this. Hold on. I can't press it and showcase it. But anyway, at the bottom we have our stacks. So every time you use it, you use your autos, and then you use it again, and now we have a number 2 down there. And then we reduce cooldowns by using our boosted autos again. Or any auto, as a matter of fact, I think. Yeah, any auto. We need to use 1, I think, to keep the stack with blue buff, and 2 to keep the stack without the blue buff. Like the Dragon Dance stack. And that's the most important thing with Dragon Dance, is that you're always using 2 auto attacks to keep your stacks up, and ideally you want to fight with 3 stacks up. And here you can see we now have 2 little yellow bars on our boosted attack counter, and that stuns them. And now we have 2 blue ones, and it just does the normal move. And these just alternate repeatedly. Yeah, let's look at the scoring animation. It's pretty fast. It's like pretty normal, I guess. And we can pick up Hyper Beam. So I can showcase this now, I guess. This is normal Hyper Beam damage with 0 stacks. And then we have 1 stack. And then we have with 2 stacks. Actually, we showcase that better. Okay, this is with 3 stacks. You can see that the differences in damage are pretty significant. Let's get back to 2 stacks. So each one does like 5% more, 10% more. Ideally, the way you're fighting is like this, and you're just looking for your Hyper Beam. And then I'm gonna show you guys secure range on this because this is super important on this character. you really want to look for your secures. And I think right about now should be secure range, maybe even a bit higher than that, but the secure range is incredibly high. It's like 30%, right? So you should never be losing objectives, or like very rarely be losing objectives when you're playing this and you actually get the chance to build up your stacks. So yeah, and then let's showcase the ult. So you can see if we ult here, we get 50% of it back. Obviously not right now. And if you ult all the way there, we use 100%. And then upon landing, we deal damage. Like such. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're playing full heal because we don't want to get interrupted in between our stacks or while securing. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys again secure range because it's super important, and if you do want to play D-Knight, I would recommend going into practice tool yourself. I think this should be, might be just above. Yeah, this is like just the tiniest bit above of secure range. So you would need one more auto there, but I think that's a good showcase of just how much damage you can do. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's get to level 13. So this now gives us more movement speed when we're nearby someone. And again, you're just auto attacking as much as you can to build up stacks, and then look at just how much damage that does. I mean, he's level 13, so it's a lot of damage, but yeah, that does crazy damage. And then we take damage reduction while charging, but that's kind of hard to show right now, so I will just head on over to the other moves because I need to figure extreme speed out myself. So extreme speed, it's a sure hit thing, and we knock someone up when we hit them. Let's actually take cooldowns off. So we knock them up, and then we go into outrage, and you can see now we have melees, and each attack is boosted. And every time we press outrage again, we drop our cooldown every time we use our auto, and if we press outrage again, we don't get stunned at the end of it, right? Whereas now if I let it run out, we get stunned for a little bit. So it's important that when you press outrage that you get your autos off, and then you can press it again to avoid getting stunned. And extreme speed is like a good, like you can catch up to your opponents. You can also use it while getting stunned actually. I feel like it's actually kind of good, no? So if you see that you're not going to be able to get your outrage stacks, you can just use extreme speed while getting stunned. And it sort of lets you avoid the stun if you're in the middle of a fight. But yeah, I think that's most of that to know. What do we get at plus? Okay, so if movement speed is decreased, it doesn't affect it anymore. And then outrage plus gives us reduces duration of hindrance effects. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So this is like not the greatest secure, but you could also use this move to secure. It does decent damage. But it's not nearly as good as Hyper Beam, right? Yeah, I think that's about it. Again, if I ult, now you can see it takes 100%, whereas if I ult right on top of myself just to initiate a fight, it only takes like 50%. Yeah, I will skip this next minute to show you guys secure on Ray, and then we will head into the games. Oh, actually, someone wants me to talk about Dragon Dance Outrage, which I should figure out myself as well, and we do have a minute to spare, so why not? I think Dragon Dance Outrage works quite in similar fashion, right? You want to build up your stacks, and it works the same way. The more we Dragon Dance, the faster our attack speed is, the more we get off. And this is basically just, you need to be autoing because both your cooldowns decrease as you're autoing. I don't think there's too much to know. I think extreme speed is like I said, a good bailout for if your outrage does run out, but this probably gives us more damage overall with the stacks and more mobility than extreme speed because we actually get to move around and kite rather than be forced to use extreme speed to go in. So I think Dragon Dance might actually just be better in that sense. Yeah, I don't know, I hope that helps. I don't think there's too much to know else about it. Anyway, So let's say we're level 13. That's a pretty normal level to be around Ray. We also have pretty good rip. Like we rip the Ray relatively quickly by ourselves. But yeah, you basically want to make sure that now you're setting yourself up. I don't think this is quite... This might be secure range, but it's probably a bit too high, right? Yeah, just a tiny bit too high there, but that should give you an indication of just... Okay, cool. Just how much damage you can do. What the hell? Why is it played all here? Okay, this is great. I'm getting done. So obviously, like in this case, you want to be using your Dragon Dances to kite as much as you can. I am just trying to secure this right now. So this, I think, now is in secure range. You have to make sure that when you're aiming, that you make sure to aim it at the Ray and not at your opponents, because that happens a lot, where you accidentally aim at your opponent. And then you will end up missing Ray because you can't redirect it well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. For D-Night. So yeah, let's head over. Oh, a little bit of cheeky lag. Oh no, what is this lag right now? Stun? Yeah, that's a clip. D-Night first gank isn't the greatest, but sometimes you can make it work quite well. Where's this guy? No, I aimed at the wrong thing. So that's a good example of how to aim at the wrong thing and what not to do, by the way. Yeah, and there we can see the sheer damage that a Hyper Beam does. That damage is quite crazy. What a clown, bro. I lose my stacks now though, which is really upsetting. Oh, that's a clip. A stupid clef that's evolving. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Come on, Mewtwo, no, come fight, brother! Oh my god. Or don't come fight, fucking hell, fine. That's fine too, bro. Okay, bomba! That's a clip. I should really hit Zenzenman here. Okay, I did. Oh, big three-man beam! Oh, I'm so really... Am I dead? Wait, two are dead. Two are top here. 6 seconds. Alright, halfway point, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we lost 2. One of them was rough, and one of them we kind of trolled a little bit, but was pretty good. Hyper Beam is still pretty good, and it will always be good in solo queue, I think, because as you'll see in the clips, there's a lot of like avenues for you to flip it, or at least like threaten a flip and force them in. So I think it's very good if you know how to play with it and learn to play with it. But yeah, now on to Outrage. And I don't have a lot of faith, but we'll see. Rampage! Nice. What the fuck am I... Bro, Blaine, you can't let me do this. I have 1 item Talon. Oh, 2 item Talon, and it just got worse. We have Bliss ult actually. I don't know what this guy tries to do sometimes, but very ADHD, I must say. Oh, lovely. That is amazing news. Fuck, I was clipping. That's bad timing, I guess. Can we just flip? I don't know, kinda wanna just get out. They don't have secure. He's gonna ult me now, right? I can't do anything about it, I think. It's close, probably, right? I don't know how many more we scored. Oh, we win. I think I smurfed end fight, not gonna lie. I think we are done with the day. I think I only played 18 games, but I have to go in 5 minutes. I don't have time for the last two, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we won 8 out of 2 on Hyper Beam. Then we won 4 out of 4 on Extreme Speed Outrage and 2 and 2 on Dragon Dance Outrage. But I think Dragon Dance Outrage is probably better. It's very situational. I think Extreme Speed's great if you have like a lot of speedsters that you can stop, or a lot of like immobile mages that you can jump on and stun and then just kill. But Dragon Dance just gives you so much more mobility, and I feel like you do a lot more damage with Dragon Dance as well. So probably Dragon Dance Outrage is better. But at the end of the day, we lost what? We lost 4 games out of 18. I think that's pretty huge. The win rate is slowly climbing, and yeah, I think that's that for today. Tomorrow we go on with... Tomorrow is Mewtwo X Day, so hopefully that goes well as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.